What's up, guys? Dominic Abassi here for the British Columbia Football Conference, and it's time to tee up week number 2. And right off the hop, I got to thank the British Columbia Football Conference social media web team for making up those wicked logos for our coaches' interview segments and my own caricature. I've never had that before. If only I was single, that would definitely become my new dating profile picture for sure. The first game of this weekend, and it's a great weekend, by the way, because we have 3 games under the lights, all the games taking place on Saturday night, and let's be honest, nighttime football, that's number 1 for sure. Langley going up to Kamloops to take on the Broncos. Now, Howie Zarin did reference the game last season, late in the season, when Langley went up and really barely beat Kamloops. He said his team actually deserved to lose that game. I know Howie, he's going to use that to fuel his club. I expect Langley to come out looking very sharp in that football game. And KJ, as they call him at receiver, I think he's bound to have another big day for the Langley Rams. For Kamloops, this is a big game. Important for them to really at least build some excitement, continue to build on the effort level that they put forward against the Okanagan Sun, and just really be competitive, really compete, as I know that they're continuing to rebuild that program overall, and part of that is getting that community re-engaged with football up there, and it's a great sports town, so I really hope to see some progress and a great atmosphere at Hillside Stadium on Saturday night, 6 o'clock. That game kicks off. This game that I'm going to talk about next, for me, is the game of the week, in as much as I think it will be the most competitive and most compelling game of the weekend. The Okanagan Sun traveling to Chilliwack to take on the Valley Huskers, 7 o'clock kickoff at Exhibition Stadium. And the Sun were sloppy, according to their head coach, in their week 1 game. A lot of mistakes that he wanted to clean up. And I think this is a big test for Okanagan to go on the road to take on a really good Huskers team that is very well coached by Bob Reese. And Bob Reese and Jamie Gorham know each other. They're teammates in a couple of former programs, as well as with the former Abbotsford Air Force here in BC as well. So there's a lot of connections between the coaches, and it's a big test for this Sun team in my mind. And Valley, they should be a pretty pissed off team because they blew a late 4th quarter lead and lost in week 1 to the Rebels. And I want to make my first prediction of the season. I don't do this all the time, and I won't be predicting results, but I will predict that the dynamic receiver for Valley, Brandon Poulin, the Manitoba product, I think he is going to lead the British Columbia Football Conference in receptions this season. I don't know if he'll lead in yards, don't know if it'll be touchdowns, but he will lead the league in receptions. He had 10 in week 1. I think he's going to get probably about 10 or more every single week. So keep an eye out for that. I think I'll probably be right on that one. And then finally, for me, what is the game of the week in entertainment? I don't know that this will be the closest game of the weekend, but the Raiders visiting the Rebels, 7 o'clock at West Hills Stadium on the West Shore in Langford. If you have not been to a Raiders-Rebels game in West Shore, you are missing out. You're doing yourself a disservice. Even if you're a moderate football fan, you have an interest maybe in a different team, you're not involved either way with the Raiders or the Rebels, make a road trip. Make it a weekend, a vacation, whatever you have to do, because the atmosphere in the park for those games is unlike anything that you will find in junior football in BC. It is electric. It is intense. It is passionate. The fans love it. The players love it. The coaches love it. Get yourself to a Raiders-Rebels game in West Shore, if you can do that at all. And I think it's going to be a good battle this weekend. Shane Beatty already kind of starting to play that us against the world card in our interview, and you should probably check it out this week. He said, basically, the BCFC, nobody respects the Rebels, and we're going to use that to push forward. So keep an eye out for Beatty's club to be pretty fired up this weekend. I can be sure of that. All the action, bcfctv.com, on pay-per-view, streaming live for all of these games if you can't make it out to the park. And I know there's a special discount if you buy all 3 games. So Saturday night, if you can't make it, hit the couch, buy the games, throw it up on the big screen, and you got yourself a pretty good outing. For the BCFC, I'm Dominic Abassi.